everybody, welcome to School of Scarlet. Today I have another message for you. Today's message is more of a question. So I have a question for you. What are you forcing yourself to do? So you might find yourself in a place where you're forcing yourself to do something. You find yourself on autopilot. You find yourself kind of living this life like Groundhog Day over and over and over again. Nothing's really changing. There's no passion there. There's nothing exciting about it. There's nothing really inspiring about it. And so you find yourself kind of in this mundane state of being. And so there could be a multitude of things that are forcing you to kind of do something every day. And to force yourself to do something, a lot of times it requires even for you to like do substances, like, engage in drinking a lot of caffeine or, for some people, I remember back, and I was one of these people, but I remember, teaching and stuff, people and teachers would go to happy hour afterwards just to release some of that, pent up stress and whatever was going on. Or the glass of wine, becomes a routine to have this glass of wine, a couple glasses of wine. Sometimes it goes to 3 or whatever. So these things that we have to do in order to even do the job that we're doing. I remember I knew a person that I noticed that they were taking like antidepressants and things, and not that there's any shame in that or anything wrong with that if that's what you need, but it was kind of surprising to me because this person just didn't seem like, they needed that. They had a very successful job, they were doing the things that they, wanted and seemed like they wanted to do. Well, come to find out, I asked, why are you taking these antidepressants? And the person told me that they were taking them because it was the only way they could get through their job. They were very happy that they had a high paying job and it was like their dream, but it was truly not aligning to their soul. So they had to like basically take these substances, take these medications to get through it. And so sometimes you'll even know why you're taking these substances. You'll know specifically it's because of this, because I have to force myself to do this. So if you find yourself in that state of being, today's message is for you. If you're already resonating with this video, give me a thumbs up down below. It really helps to push out this video and helps my channel out. So it's a free way that you can help me. Go ahead and hit that like button right now if you're resonating. So today's message is about dropping the plan. You created a plan at some point in your life that you wanted this job, that you wanted this relationship, that you wanted this life situation, that you wanted to live here or do that. But now things have drastically changed. Now, why have they changed so much? Because you have changed. You have evolved. You have moved and jumped timelines to a whole nother you. This whole nother you doesn't align with that anymore. Maybe at one time you wanted to have that job and it's a wonderful job and it brings in a lot of money and all of this and that, or maybe you wanted this relationship and it's a great relationship at that time it was, but now it seems like there's not a lot in common, or there's like a big separation in some way because of the changes that you've made, and maybe the other person hasn't really come along with that or isn't recognizing or seeing you. So whatever it happens to be that you're going through, those plans were right at one time, but they're not right now. So we have to drop that plan. We have to surrender to the fact that whatever plans we created for ourselves are not going to be lifelong. We are moving and shifting so quickly that we can't predict our whole entire life. Maybe in our parents' age or maybe in our grandparents' age, it seemed like they were able to pick a career or they were able to pick a relationship and it would last a lifetime. Well, because of your shifting, because you're moving and you're evolving, that's not the case so much anymore. Yes, you can bring people along with you. It can, we could see if it could work. We could kind of tinker with that. But what I'm hearing here is no more waiting. If you're going to have to wait and see, is this job going to change? Are they going to start valuing me? Is something going to change here that's going to be more exciting or, more aligned? Are they going to, evolve this business to where it's more conscious or whatever? If we're waiting and seeing, if we're just sitting around giving it another year, another 2 years, another 3 years, nothing's really going to ever change. And you're going to find yourself in this cycle, in this loop of nothing ever really changing. So you have to break out of that, break that pattern. So you're going to have to make a decision to move, to change. If you're living in a place that maybe you thought, okay, I moved here because I absolutely loved it. I had a friend that wanted to live in New York City and went there and tried it out, and it was not anything like, she imagined. So it was something that she had to change. But, sometimes we move and we get ourselves so set in something that we thought we wanted, and it becomes very hard for us to move out of it at some point. You have all the power and all the resources within you. You are very abundant. Sometimes we think, oh, we don't have the money, we don't have this or that. We do have it, but we're scared to use it. We're scared that it was not going to come back to us. And the thing about money, the thing about anything, is that if you need to use what you have to get out of a situation, it will come back to you. It always does. You can spend what you have and it'll come back to you. So long as you are aligning with your purpose and moving forward and all of these things, regardless of the fact, it'll always come back. You can always regenerate money, but you cannot regenerate time. You cannot regenerate this lifetime that you're living as this human being right now. So don't let this life just pass you by year after year after year. Make a decision today to make a change if that is what is needed for you. So what I'm seeing here is like, there was a time I was a teacher, and I went from a smaller little school that everything was in one building, one smaller building, like there was just 3 rooms in there, to working in a big public school that had 2 stories. And if I wanted to go to printers, I had to go downstairs. My classroom was upstairs. If I had to take the kids from lunch, it was from like way on the left side of the school to the right side downstairs. And so I was doing a lot of walking. And what ended up happening was, the first day my feet were killing me. The second day my feet were hurting even more. And I was wearing, I thought, sensible shoes. They were flats. They were kind of like those dressier flats. But yet my feet were being torn apart. I couldn't wear them anymore. And we went to a team meeting one day, and they asked, how's everything going and this and that. And the only thing I could think of was how bad my feet were hurting. So the only thing I thought to think and ask was, what kind of shoes do y'all recommend? Because these shoes that I'm wearing are tearing me up. And, they just laughed, had a chuckle or whatever, and they recommended the shoes that they were wearing. So this is just to say that you might be stuck wearing a certain pair of shoes that are no longer right for you. You are moving to a whole different environment. I was going from this smaller school where, yes, those shoes worked. I didn't have any trouble with them. I was comfortable. But when I moved into this bigger school, all of a sudden those shoes didn't fit anymore. They hurt. They tore my feet up. So if you're going to be moving to this bigger school, if you're moving to bigger things, you've got to let go of those shoes. You got to transition out of it. So what do you have to transition out of today? That is the question. And if there's no shame in changing. Sometimes people say, well, what'll people think if I change, if I leave my job, if I do this, if I do that? Don't worry about what people will think. One day you will realize that there are no others here. It is all really a reflection to you. So I want you to feel safe in your decisions. Listen to your heart. Begin to love yourself. Show up for yourself in the highest way. Whatever is in your heart to do, begin to do those things. You will be supported here. You will be divinely guided. And drop those plans. The plans that you made of, I'm going to go to school to get this job, to make this amount of money, and I'm going to have the security of this or that. That is false sense of security. We know this now. I worked with people that, from one day to the next, they were fired. And, why would they be fired like that out of nowhere? A lot of times there was no reason. There was no reason behind it. So we think we have all this security in this job, in this relationship. I've seen relationships even in my own life where it seemed very stable, very secure, and then the next day the person cheated. The person decided they didn't want that anymore, and they just left. So whatever you're relying on as your sense of security, realize it's really not secure. The only thing secure is you. So go within yourself and begin to listen and follow those things that are within you, within your heart. So I really encourage you today to start small. You're going to grow and move into something big. I can already feel that. I already know that for you because you've shifted so much already. But start somewhere small. Let's say you're tired of the town that you live in, or you wish that you were living in Hawaii or whatever. Well, get out of your apartment for now and go down to a park. Go down to the beach or a body of water nearby that feels and has sort of the same similar vibrations of, let's say, going to the beach in Hawaii. Or maybe there's a restaurant, a Hawaiian restaurant or something. Go hang out in there for a little while. or, watch videos around it. Get into those vibrations. Start somewhere. You're going to go towards this eventually, but you got to start somewhere today. And you don't need to feel, tied down, like you have no options because you don't feel like you have the money, or you don't feel like you have the ability to make that decision right now. You do, but you got to get yourself in that vibration. You got to get excited about this. Right now you're feeling very down, very low, very stagnant because of this autopilot that you've been living, this groundhog day that you've been living. Have some excitement. Begin to buy yourself that dress or that shirt or those sandals that you're going to wear where you live, where you're going to go to. Maybe there's a business you want to start. I'm seeing that there's a lot of you that are meant to teach, are meant to get here on YouTube. Begin your channel. You don't have to have everything to start your channel. I'm literally just making this on my iPhone. There's no microphone, nothing like that. This is just like a fake background that I put up. Same thing with this side. I have a desk down here. It's like a $30 desk. Everything that you have right now. You have everything that you need, all the resources. The best place to film is outside. Take your phone outside and begin your channel. Begin filming yourself, doing the things that you love. If you have hobbies and you want to share those with others, I'm hearing that a lot of you are going to be teachers. Teach people how to do those things, That's your greatest gift that you can do. It'll bring you joy. It'll bring you life. It'll bring you so much. So that may not be the path for all of you. But if it's resonating, go ahead and take that first step. Go ahead and take that first step in whatever that happens to be for you. Maybe you want to teach, children in your community. That's awesome. Go ahead and begin to do some of those things that you wanted to do. So I hope that this message found you well. I hope that it is encouraging to you. I hope that it resonated with you if it needed to. So if it did, give me a thumbs up, a heart, comment down below, share this video with others. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like, come back for our next message. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. I want to leave you with one final offering before I get off of here. If you're having trouble, dropping the plan because it's very scary to you, you don't understand what's going to happen next, what's going to rise next, how that next step is going to appear, and you want some guidance through that, I encourage you to join my intuition course. I will link my link in the comments and in my description. This course will literally teach you everything that you need to know and connect you to your intuition so that you can begin to trust your inner self. You can begin to trust that next step and not have to plan out this whole long thing. You will have all of the trust that you need to move forward in those things in your heart. So if that sounds good to you, again, I invite you to join my course by clicking the link in the description or in the comment section and enrolling today. We are beginning one of our live sessions next Wednesday. I'm really looking forward to this and I'd love to see you there. So don't let your mind change what your heart has decided and go ahead and move forward with that. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I'll catch you on our next message.